technically speaking, Keter Ray, Newport Beach, California, but the car is actually based in Division II country. So Keter in the near lane, Brian Allen on the right side. Of course, Brian Ford, winner right here, National League competition at Pacific Raceway. Two-time division champ, also finished 7th in the world points inclusion last season. So I'm on the right side, Ray in the near lane. We'll drive and roll in like the prestige boat. And in coasting, they'll have to wait until that second session to try and improve. What a great drag race. Sean O'Bannon claims the #1 spot.
Had some pretty good days at this racetrack over the years, wouldn't you say? Had a Bucky's radiator, brakes, mufflers, cheeseburgers, fries, cherry cokes. Maybe nothing cheeseburger fried back then. Gary Bateman hooked up with the guys. See Bucky's name emblazoned on the side of that machine. The injected nitro chute. To Greg Serrato. Down from Alberta. That's that supercharged alcohol car. They may have backed up that Garrett Bateman a little farther than they'd like to in a perfect world. He may have gotten back into some of that wet stuff, and I think right now I'm not going to be surprised at all if that yellow car just like knocks the tires loose right here on the start line. Garrett, who hails from Tacoma, going to try out the left side of the racetrack. Greg Serrato on the right side. First pair. Alcohol dragster qualifying. How low can you go? Well, those funny car guys sure ended on a high note, didn't they? Colorado RPM up, Greg now. Garrettson. Bang at 618 is what ends up on the scoreboard over there. run in the books yet. Let's see if we can change that right here. Pick things up a notch. Ken Sitko, Will Hanna in the house, helping get a baseline for the new superchargers on both the Sitko family race cars. Nathan made a decent run out there, put himself right in the middle of the field. Family's alcohol funny car. Let's see what Troy can do. Gets Bill Edwards, adds that Napa machine. Jay Payne heads back into the pit. Very nice looking opening run for that team. Slid him into the number 2 spot. After the first qualifying session. All right, here we go. Smoking before the finish line, 571. 248 the speed. Troy's car smoked the tires right at the head of the throttle. He's not quite too.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we got pro stock qualifying coming up, and before we just saw Wayne Shields, we got some really cool, quick, fast runs. Getting set to go. We just had a track record established in the alcohol dragster category and a personal best. And let me tell you, you run in the teens with an alcohol dragster. That puts you in the very select group. There are not a whole lot of people that have done that. We will start out pro stock with Ben Watson. I will tell you that the track record here in this class is a very quick 6:64. I will also tell you there's a real possibility that gets beat here today. Piranha Z team car coming up. That is Ben Watson. Piranha Z folks, their line of wearing apparel. So Ben Watson's team, the Concord, California runner. He will be first up. Is first up. Sailing on through with a 676. 203.98. 6.626 to the number 1 spot. Max goes 6.66. Johnny Gray, that is the quickest pro stock run that he's made in the year. And get your pencils out, sports fans, and watch those records fall. As your next two, rolling up, it's going to be Larry Morgan, who he's gotten hot the last couple of races. The question is, does he have enough races left to track down the spot in the top 10? Jim Yates, the Wiley X Eyewear team machine. Over there on the Brent Chevrolet side. Larry Morgan at this racetrack, like he's done at so many racetracks. He's been to the money round, did that 5 years ago. Jim Yates also championship round appearances. Hey folks, on the return road, give it up for Dwayne Shields. Career best, track record, number 1, blah, blah, blah. That was really impressive. But a great job for a guy that's had a lot of great runs, none of quite as good as that one. That is a great way to start the weekend. Nice appreciation for the fans here. 662 for Morgan. Look at that speed. 208. Your track record lasted exactly 1 run. 208.81 for Larry Morgan. Big time speed. He goes into the number. Running for Ken Koretsky's Nitro Fish team here this weekend. And Dave Conlon, 2 cars in his Charter Communications car, Dave Conley. Mr. Conley getting set to go. Now, these two cars both capable of setting that track record again. Conley over there on the right side of the racetrack. He is your defending event champion. He has been in the 650s in his career. Justin Humphries and the Nitro Fish. That's the Dodge. Getting set to go. He is 12th in the points and looking to make a move up. He has been as quick as 662 in his career. Conditions here, obviously very good. Track and air conditions as they get set to go. So your next pair, you got your Dodge, you got your Chevrolet Cobalt. Number 11 in the points, Humphries. I'm sorry, 12 is Humphries, 11, Dave Conley. Check it out. 658. Say hi to your new track record holder. Great job right there, Dave Conley. And Pooch in the trailer. Holy mackerel. What a great opening round of pro stock. Quickest we've seen so far this season. And here comes the Professor, Warren Johnson. Warren, a big speed fame. He has set top speed in more races than anybody in the history of the sport of drag racing in any class. Greg Stanfield, the Attitude Apparel folks, who also have a great line of clothing, also out of Indicom Electric with Bart Price, with Greg Hill. Greg Stanfield, he is sitting there number 9 in the points. Warren is number 10. Running order here in the opening round, determined by the Powerade points. More points you have, the further back in the line you go. The last two will be the number 1 and 2 guys in the points. So Warren Johnson and Greg Stanfield, virtually everybody that's running. So far this round's been putting CVs, that's Drag Racing Announcer Talk, for career bests, up on the board. We've already had a couple of TRs, that's Drag Racing Announcer Talk for track record. Actually, it's not, I just made that part up. So the GM Performance Parts Pontiac, Warren Johnson, getting set to make the run. 4-time champion here at this race, but it's been 10 years since the prop was the last man. 666, Warren goes 664. Warren goes to the 6th. 56, he'll probably feel that he left a little bit something on the table. And you hate when that happens. Conley and Humphries stay 1 and 2. It's V. Gaines and Ron Krischer. Ron has had some wild moments here at this racetrack. That semifinal run a few years ago when he won the race, crashed the car, was not able to return for the money round. V. Gaines, already a winner this season. Both these drivers have been in the winner's circle. Both enjoying good years. Both trying to hold on to spots in the countdown to the championship, which means you got to be in the top 10 by the time we finish the race on Labor Day weekend. Funny cars coming up next. So V. Gaines with the Dodge. Like I said, we've had some cars already at .97. The first 60 feet, Warren Johnson was 1.02 seconds. And that is a bunch to get before the starting line. And Warren still recovering right from the speed. Sailing on from the run goes 661, 208 miles an hour. So the Penhall Company team and Alan Johnson with his Hemi Dodge. He and his dad, Roy. Roy was wearing the white Mopar hat out there in Denver. And the team out of Tennessee coming up here to this racetrack. Alan Johnson was the champion 2 years ago. Runner-up spot lane. 672, sitting there right in the number 6 spot right now. That's a solid run for the Dodge out of New Mexico. Let's find out where that stacks up with these final 4 to make their run. Top 12 drivers have their times carried over till tomorrow. That is the Ben Watson time on the board. 676. So Jay Coughlin, currently number 4 at the Powerade points. Jason Lyne sitting there in the 3 spot. Jake has been to 2 finals here. This has not been one of the better tracks for Jason Lyne in his Summit Racing Pontiac. As Max Naylor comes up the return road, the Vegas Fuel Team machine. So let's see what Jakey can do. Jason Lyne at Summit is just... 663, 208 for Jack. Jakey's number 8. Jags.com Chevrolet. Summit Racing Pontiac against the AC Delco Chevrolet. Greg Anderson holds the quickest run ever in a pro stock car. The blistering 653 did that last year in Gainesville. Right now, Dave Conley is sitting there in the number 1 spot, and surprisingly, he's the only guy to run in the 6. Well, again, Mike Edwards with a 659 and Dave with a 658. So your final 2 that'll touch up on the line, and then Fuel, Funny Cars, and then Top, Fuel, eliminated. These are qualifying runs. For you casual fans, you run them side by side, but they're racing strictly against the clock. It's just, well, more fun and actually a lot quicker to run 2 of them than just run 1 of them. I went to a NASCAR race one time, watched them qualify. 1 car at that time on the track, and I mean to tell you, at the bottom of my heart, that was boring. You run them side by side, you'll see a win indicator telling you got the quarter-mile mark first, but they're strictly racing against the clock. Trying to see how they can stack up against the other 16. So let's watch as Greg Anderson and Kurt Johnson are your next 2. goes 666. V Games goes 664.
Hurt of the booty and nobody gets hurt.
Max Naylor stages carefully, and Jim Yates does likewise. He goes 663. 673 for Max Naylor. Max is now number 16.
Naylor, man.
He goes 661 at 205. Warren goes 665 at 209. So Alan Johnson goes 661 at 200. Race car, but I don't believe fluttering is a good thing.
I'm looking at it and I'm going,
I'll get back to you on that.
and it's running.
So the Nitro Fish against the Valvoline team.
2 miles an hour off.
You got your Dodge, you got your Chevrolet. He goes 659.7. 208 to speed. Justin Humphreys 661.4. They both slowed down just a couple of.
With Ron Krischer, well, did you get all of it out there, boss, or did you leave a little?
I think we got it pretty good that time. We spun up last night. We could have went a little bit faster. We were pretty slow to the 330 and had a lot of wheel speed, but I think we fixed that this morning.
That definitely looked like a good run from your boss.
Yep. Well, let's see what Jaggy and Johnny Gray can do. Two drivers who have also won national events in the sportsman categories.
32 cars, they all ran better than you.
Yeah, okay, right.
I told you it could be a tie. 6.606 for Jag, 6.608 for Johnny Gray. They both run 208. I mean, that's about as close to it.
It's only 50 calories. It's good for you.
So the AC Delco Chevrolet, the team adjusts the wheelie bars to make sure that everything is adjusted. It's probably a more technical way to describe it. There's Greg Stanfield's Attitude Apparel car. Back up the return road.
Have some. Have at it.
So down to the number 15 spot right now.
Oh, I don't know.
Double 08s. I never have done it.
Hey, what's the old expression? If you're in, you can win. I just made that up. So the Summit Racing Pontiac for Jason Line. Jason's still sitting there with top speed at 210 miles an hour. Kurt Johnson. There's a 659.2 for Jason Line. 659.6. Kurt Johnson. 209.92. Good numbers to win the race, cause now Greg was in the other lane. 658.4, almost matched exactly his run from yesterday. That's the best time of the round. 209 miles an hour. This is coming up. By my last count, we had 18 cars. By my last count, we have 16 starting positions. By my last count, that didn't work out well for two of them. Yesterday, and J.R. Todd who had a throttle cable problem or a fuel cable problem down to the starting line yesterday. Never got it off the starting line in the second run. These two drivers trying to bump into the field. We've had 12 cars make their runs yesterday, so assuming that these guys get a green light start and get off the line, they will establish a 14th and 15th time. Now 13 and 14 would be the way it works out, then 15 and 16. And then we're going to start bumping around, and two of these guys are going to really be bumped by the end of the day. Bumped and bummed by the end of the day. So Bill Miller Engineering, Okuma team car, the downtown Harley-Davidson side of the racetrack, and J.R. Todd, the Lucas Fuel Treatment car, on the Brett Chevrolet side. More blue blue skies up there than not right now. It really is the first time this weekend we've seen that. Still relatively cool, especially for this time of the year. Let's watch what Troy Buff and J.R. Todd can do. The 6th spot, Troy Buff at 397. Just doing it against the #1 qualifier was an Army car yesterday, 380. The new 1,000-foot course. You expected last night to see some cars down in that 370 range. It doesn't happen a lot at 1,000 feet. That happened just not this weekend. Ron Smith, Doug Coletta wait their turn at the racetrack. Steve Crispin from the long line of great racers and Bonneville Dry Lakes racers, street rod builders, plastic car owners, all named Crispin. Art and Jack Crispin, both in NHRA's top 50 drivers of all time. Steve, at 53 years old, rolls his car into the starting line area. Jack Crispin, one of the pioneers of the funny car category, was Steve's dad. Art, another one of the great top fuel drivers in the formative years, was his uncle.
It's kind of nerve-wracking, you know, after going that last session not in, but unfortunately the back guys, they got there to go down the track, and you know, it's a pretty good run class, so we'll see. Maybe now we can step it up and see what we can do. Everybody touched it. That was really good, right?
Yeah, well, we're going to find out how good when the rest of these cars come up and make their runs. We'll find out. See if anybody goes quicker than Tony Schumacher, or if Tony Schumacher can go quicker than Tony Schumacher. Or Doug Herbert, Larry. What do you get the idea? So Dixon already in the field for number 10 spot, liking his chances staying. And Doug Herbert. Right now the number on the scoreboard is a 437. That's what he's got to run quicker than that just to make the show. And
Michael ABC.
liking his chance of doing that. So Keith Stewart out in front of the race car. Kevin Pointer right there making the last minute adjustments. Those are the co-crew chiefs, head guys for Doug Herbert, the Snap-on Tools car, and Larry Dixon, the U.S. Smokeless car. Let's see if they can both make a full pole. Second, he's number 6. Doug Herbert goes 397, and that would get him into the number 13 spot. So she gets set to run out of the water. He will do likewise. Goes for a stop, almost the exact same spot. spot. That isn't exactly safe here this weekend. It goes 386. Ironically, the same thing Hillary ran yesterday by a couple of thousand. Spot, Morgan Lucas, riding high, number 5.
That's great. We had our belts in there a little bit this afternoon last night, but that was great. It felt good. Went straight down the racetrack. It's a good day for tomorrow. You know, Connie, my DHL team, they're doing a great job.
No, see, if they weren't here last night, you'd tell them, well, last night was the greatest run in history. You should have seen it.
Yeah, still caught on fire, but you know these things happen. But you know, it's racing. But we're all back together. Everything's fine. So you know, we'll see what happens later on today.
So your next two, Vanderveer for the 388, Morgan with a 384. That's 0.04 of a second, and they are separated by 8 qualifying spots.
Yeah, they do. Back that's where the DG.
So Vandergrift, right outside the top 10, as is Morgan Lucas. Two drivers need a couple of good races to see if they can't bump their way into the top 10. Make the countdown when we come out of the Mac Tools U.S. Nationals.
Uplander or something stupid. Maybe that has something. Yeah. Up your lander.
Fuller. Your next two. That'd be Antron Brown, currently sitting 3 in the field. Here comes Hot Fuller. He is number 4. Then it's Brandon and Tony, the two best cars of the weekend so far in Top Fuel Eliminator. Quick clean of the starting line, and then Fuel Funding Car. That's going to be very interesting because we only have 16 spots. We got 17 cars. Gentlemen, we'll back up the return road. Let's see what AD and Hot Rod can do. Trying to improve on a couple of low 380 elapsed times. I don't believe that the Ron Fuller car is going to make a run. Then they're shutting that thing off, so it's going to be a single run for Antron. Antron doesn't get very far down the track. Let's get down Reinhardt. Army, 382 for Brandon. And the fastest for Tony at 316. And Brandon right behind him at 315. So he's second quickest. He's second fastest. You'd like to change that right now.
Larry Lehman.
Class 2 and then fuel funny cars. That should be very interesting. We keep looking overhead, hoping the clouds will come by and cool this place off a little bit. And meanwhile, hoping that the clouds go away and they can warm it up a little bit. Go figure. Well, these two put on a couple pretty good side-by-side runs. Somebody trying to become the first in the new 1,000 feet to run in the 370 range. Let me tell you, 380 isn't too bad at 1,000 feet. And the woulda, shoulda, coulda world of things, that's like a 440-something quarter-mile run. Assuming it lasted for a quarter mile. That is a big assumption. Solid run. They came in qualified in 380 and 382, and they just ran 380 and 382. Give those two teams a nice round of applause, gang, right now. They are top of the pack there. Tony Schumacher goes 3.809. Brandon Bernstein goes 3.829. Wow. Great session. Here's Fuel Funny Cars. First up will be a single run for Ron and Caps. Drivers lineup based on how they ran in last night's session. They have to change lanes. 17 cars. Somebody gets a bye, and then at least Tony Bartone is sitting out this run, so we might have another bye run in this round, just the way the lanes lined up playing out. It will be Ron Caps. The rookie and the champ will be up next. A great matchup. For those of you that weren't in Denver, we're going to recreate that final round for you. Because we're just, well, nice that way. So at the H. McCulloch, who made his name racing
I don't mind leaving.
up in the great Northwest. Early model dragsters, then the Fuel Funny cars. And a whole series of really good Fuel Funny cars.
You hit a woman that doesn't want to leave.
I should say so. 413, 299 the speed. He will be number 13 for the time being. Robert Height stays number 1 at 405. There are 17 top fuel cars. Somebody's not racing tomorrow, at least not here.
Wow, she just called you a name. And she stays for the drag races. That's a trick.
And John Forrest, who not only has been running well lately, but picking up bump. To return to that U.S. Smokeless Tobacco Showdown in Indianapolis a couple of races ago. I wouldn't have given you $5 for a chance to do that. John's looking like he's a lock. Let's find out.
With Ron Caps, who's doing the math. his head. That looked like a very good run out there. Are you happy, and is it enough?
Well, it's just
You look for cloud, too.
yeah, I know Selzy and these other guys are behind us. Not being in that top 12, you kind of just however the runs go this session today. So yeah, I think so. All those guys in blue and yellow walking away from the starting line, the Napa Auto Parts guys. Hats off for really putting a great car into race, and we've been really trying some things in Denver here to make that next jump. You know, try and gain a little bit of advantage on ET, and it's what you got to do once in a while. But we went back to our normal setup for today. We got to get in the show, and it's going to be interesting because you want to go deep in the show, yet you want to just get down and be one of those top 4 guys today. So a little too much thinking now.
Yeah, I know. Bob Fry, I think that's enough. What do you think? I believe it will be very close.
No, it wasn't the same weekend.
John Force, Bob Tasker. We're getting an indication right now. These two guys going quicker than that 413. Ron could be in trouble. For Bob Tasker, 4:15 for John Force. They sandwiched Ron Capps, and I said those two were very... Pretty good run. 4:13 for Beckman, 4:15.6 for Tim Wilkerson. Beckman is 14th, Capps now 5th. John Force cruises back to the starting line to take a look. The Pentagon boys will go back-to-back over there in that Brett Chevrolet side of the racetrack. National event victories in 3 different classes. Top fuel, funny car, and alcohol dragster. Moves that Toyota to the starting line. He's got Cruz solidly in the number 5 spot in the points. Melanie said at the press conference, we got to go to the finals at least in one of these next 2 races. We want a chance to make that top 10 countdown. Sit right now at the number 8 spot. The qualified field. Jack Beckman's Valvoline car. Back up the return road, currently sitting number 14. Pretty good run going down to the very end of that race. He still goes 4:12. He runs 296 miles an hour, so Cruz will stay with his... So the Wicked Quick line of clothing for Tony Pedregon. Ran out of Herzog last week in Denver in the Q horsepower Chevrolet. Spot Tony's number 9. GTX Ford, Gary Selzy in the Mopar Oakley Dodge. Hustling back into the pit area, they're currently sitting number 12 in the field. Let's go down to Allen.
With Cruz Pendragon, 412 out there is looking pretty good right now.
I just got on the radio and just really thank Ron and the team. They're just doing an incredible job. This car, Advanced Auto Parts, man, it feels so good to have a car that I can drive down the track full of chutes. Just really feels good. We're not taking it for granted. We just want to keep it steady. That's our game. It's been working for us. It's been strong all year. Haven't won yet, but hopefully we can break through here this weekend and see how. Appreciate it.
He wasn't around. How old are you?
So let's see what he and she can do. He's in the right lane in that Wicked Quick team machine. And right now of the two, she has been the Wicked Quick one. Ashley's the better of the two so far. For Ashley Ford, 412 for Tony Pendragon. That's a very good side-by-side run. Ashley will stay number 7.
About 30 more
advisory, my friend. Safety advisory. Okay. All right. One more here, Jason. Wow, you knocked his heart off.
Oh, the safety was there.
Well, we're going to see you back.
Clint, is there duct tape in the bottom of that toolbox still?
Uh-oh.
All right,
I need duct tape. Better be 300 miles.
Never mind.
That's not good. I don't know if I can stay in it with my duct tape.
Okay, wow. Okay, this is your last chance. And just look what the pressure on. If he misses, he has to donate $100 to draw. This is the pressure player. There you go. All right, David. Not putting any pressure on you if you come down and keep the ball and you fail this. Oh, that's a big case, Jason. That's a big case.
Not Bob.
Will run again tomorrow. And the boys up.
Actually, the water bomb.